Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Shit You Have to Know Because COVID Sucks. I'm going to tell you about entry requirements into Europe and other countries for US citizens. I think this could maybe be used for anybody, so take a look at what I have to say, but otherwise I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So the first thing you probably are going to assume I have to say is, you're probably going to need a negative COVID test, and if you're not negative COVID test, you're probably going to need to be vaccinated. I am vaccinated. Make copies of your vaccination card is my recommendation. Stick them all over your suitcase and all the nooks and crannies. Keep one in your purse, whatever you want to do. Get vaccinated, get the copies of your card. Great. I didn't technically need to have a negative COVID test to get into Croatia, but I decided I wasn't going to chance anything, and I wanted a smooth ride here. I wanted a smooth ride through Europe, all of that. And so I decided to equip myself with a negative COVID test, even though I'm back. So that's going to be my recommendation if you want to double cross your T's and dot your I's. I have friends that had come that they didn't get negative tested before, or they didn't get tested before. So it's kind of up to you on what you prefer, but I don't know. I just heard some bad stories, so I figured better safe than sorry. Okay, so those are the two obvious things. I have two other things that I want to show you today that I found really, really helpful, and I think it'll be helpful for almost wherever you're going. So the first thing, I'm going to pull up my computer here. The first thing is this travel center through United. So when I did fly through United, and they sent me a list of things I would need, like proof of vaccination, this entry Croatia form, whatever. But then they're also like, check out our travel center. So this is our travel center. Again, I think you could use it probably for anybody. So I'll attach the link in the description. But here's how it kind of works. Choose your origin. I came from the USA. I was going to Croatia. And arrival date already happened, but I'll just throw the 24th in there for funsies. And I didn't have an onward ticket. Add your transit point. I did Chicago. And then I also did Brussels. And nationality of the traveler. Passenger type. I'm just normal pass. Oh, I'm a normal passport. And country of origin, USA. And check requirements. This thing is literally so cool. So as you can see, no thank you. As you can see right here, it is showing me Croatia. So it's like passports required. And then it tells you, they must have a negative test or antigen test or a vaccine. Great, great, great. Keep going. It also says you must complete an Enter Croatia form. I'll show you that in a second. If you keep scrolling, again, that was just for Croatia. And now we can see my transit in Belgium. A visa is required, but for transit, there's a transit without visa if you're flying within 24 hours. One thing I really want to point out here, because I've never heard this before, and it is if you can't fly to another Schengen member state. So there's a handful of countries, a lot of countries in Europe that are part of this Schengen state. If they're part of the Schengen, right now, you cannot transit through two of them. I don't know why, but I did have a friend that flew to Europe, had a Schengen stop, was going to fly to one more Schengen stop just as a layover, and then get to her country, which I think was Croatia, and they wouldn't let her board the second flight because she couldn't go to another Schengen country. So take note of that. Google, all you have to do is Google Schengen countries, and it gives you the list. Otherwise, try to book your flights around that, everything else. So I flew from Chicago to Brussels, which is Schengen, but I flew from Brussels to Croatia, and Croatia isn't Schengen, so I was okay, but that's something you really want to take note of, and maybe call your airline, figure that out, because it was kind of a mess for her. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, I think this website is so cool and so helpful in this time. So check out that. And then the next thing I want you to do when you're about to go is go to Google and then type in entry requirements, and then put your country. So you can see I've already Googled entry requirements for Croatia. And then just take note, like this first one is the US Embassy, and I'm from the US, so that's what I would look at. But like somebody from the UK, they would do this dov.uk, like that would be for them. So you have to go to your correct embassy. So I'll go to the US Embassy because this is what I followed. And then it tells you everything you need to know. It tells you about the COVID information for that country. If you keep scrolling, it says entry and exit requirements. And then it's like, yes, US citizens are permitted to enter, and you can keep scrolling and see some more information about how that's going to work. So you need a negative test, or vaccination. So it kind of says the same stuff from the United site, but I think you should double check on both forms. It just keeps going. Oh, and then they do mention this Enter Croatia form. Again, I came to Croatia, but you want to make sure, like, you have no idea what the requirements are for different countries. So check the United site plus just Google it. And then you read the form pretty carefully. In this particular case, we found that we needed to have this Enter Croatia form. And it's really simple and it's really quick to fill out. And they did ask that. So I wasn't able to board my flight in Chicago without this form. That was required before I could get on the flight. So you definitely want to have this. If you have a printer, go ahead and print it out. It's really handy. If not, just make sure you screenshot it on your phone so you can access it even if you don't have like data or something goes haywire. So have those forms ready. But that is kind of what I would do for the time being when everything is unknown. Google the entry requirements for that country. Make sure you're on your correct embassy. And then go to this United site. Again, I'll link everything below. I guess I only really have the United website, but I'll link the United website below. Click on that and type in your transit points, your country of origin, where you're going, and that will kind of help you decide what else you need. Otherwise, to be super safe, you can be vaccinated and get a negative COVID test, and you should be good as long as you're allowed to enter from whatever country you are a native of or wherever you're arriving from. Those are kind of confusing words. I think you get the point. If you have any questions about traveling right now, feel free to throw them below. Can't promise I can answer them, but I have been to Europe and then I am going to some islands, so I might be able to help answer some of your questions. Otherwise, if you like travel content, subscribe, follow along, and have a great week. I'll see you next time.